back to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. Today is Monday, October 7th. My name is Alison Donley.
Hi, Rob Churnside here. And theoretically, Alison, it's autumn. I'm waiting for autumn to fall, right?
Did you come up with that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tragic.
I love your outfit today.
Yeah, well,
Speaking
I'm trying
of
to
autumnal.
try to reflect fall, you know, and I got it at Union Hospital Thrift Store,
Yeah, you were saying that.
North Street, Elkton, bag day.
So how does that work?
$2 for this. Bag day means you fill up a bag with stuff. Twice a year they have it. $2 for this, another sport jacket, which I'll wear on the show coming up, 2 dress shirts, and 7 t-shirts.
That is an amazing
I crammed
deal.
them in the bag. So it's a good place to shop.
Great. So twice a year. So we've missed it, but it'll be back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So what do we have on the show tonight?
Well, tonight we have our monthly installment of Dialogue with Leadership with Dr. Allen McCarthy. And then we have Reader Services Librarian Allie Charles. She'll be talking about the George Washington exhibit a little bit, but mostly she'll be talking about these books about George Washington and the Revolutionary War that she's recommending to our viewers.
Yeah, and George Washington spent some time in Cecil County too, right?
Yeah, he passed through, definitely. And then, of course, we have a band that we're excited to interview and hear play. They're called Padded Walls.
My interior decorator started a band. Unbelievable. Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait. But speaking of fall, we have at least the Apple Butter Festival is coming up. There are 2 of them. Did you know that we have 2 Apple Butter Festivals in the county?
I did not know that.
Do you like apple butter?
I like everything.
Oh, okay, well.
Yes.
There will be apple butter making at the Beehive on 273 this Saturday from 10 to 4, and then from 10 to 4 the following Sunday, October 20th, at the Cecil County Farm Museum. And the Cecil County School of Technology in that front area.
Right, yeah.
They have
Appleton Road.
Yeah.
Coincidentally.
That's
good stuff, that apple butter.
Yeah.
So when's the one this weekend?
It's Saturday, October 12th, and from 10 to 4, and then next Sunday is and that's the one this weekend is the Elk Creek Preservation Society, and then next weekend's Apple Butter Festival is the Cecil County Farm Museum in conjunction with Cecil County School of Technology.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they're both really fun events.
That's all I got.
And now a word from our sponsors. Good evening, and welcome back to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. On this month's installment of Dialogue with Leadership, we welcome back Dr. Allen McCarthy. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
How are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. And yourself?
Great. With yourself and 2 other candidates now vying for the office of County Executive, it appears that a prominent issue to be debated will be taxes. In her announcement speech, Danielle Hornberger promised she would roll back the property tax and sewer rate increases from your first 2 years in office. She says county budgeting should consider needs versus wants. How do you see this issue?
Well, I think that the things that we've provided are what the citizens of Cecil County want. They want good schools, they want libraries, they want good roads. And I could not provide these things without raising the taxes a small amount. I raised them a small amount, and I've not had to change them for 2 years.
Ms. Hornberger also made a point about preserving our rural character. For an area directly located on the I-95 corridor, is it realistic to think that we can stay as we are and have been in the past?
Most certainly we can. Approximately 60 years ago, we developed a comprehensive plan for Cecil County. It's reevaluated every 10 years. During that period of time, 40 to 50 prominent Cecil Countyans, as well as the different towns, as well as the county and all its different agencies, created this strategic plan. They modify it, and it basically says that our growth corridor will run between Route 40 and I-95. That is to be the commercial industrial area provided by water and sewer, and the other areas are basically designated rural conservation districts. So Rising Sun, Fair Hill, Conowingo is all rural conservation district. It's retained for conservation, forestation, crops, and farming. And the same thing with the areas south of Route 40 going down into District 1, which is Cecilton, Chesapeake City, in those areas. It's very clearly defined, and if people don't like it the way it is, every 10 years they have the opportunity to modify it or change it.
Now, don't you think that given our proximity to I-95 and our proximity to other cities and Delaware being so close and Baltimore and Philly, that it's important for us to invest in things like libraries and schools to keep people interested in living here?
Well, most certainly. One of the primary advantages to having these things is it attracts people that really want to basically grow and raise their families in the area with amenities that will basically help with the education of our children. We've put in parks, first parks ever put in, Calvert, put in one in Brantwood. When we had budget hearings, more people came to speak to those issues than any other issues aside from schools and public library. These are, I call them quality of life issues, which everybody can participate in. The library does cost some money, but I can tell you it'll be there for 50, 75, 100 years. So if you look at that, the cost of operating a library over a brief period, over that period of time, it's not that expensive at all.
In a letter to the Cecil Whig, former Cecil County Council President Joyce Bowlesby delivered an informative and concise description of Cecil County's form of government, which is the charter system. In particular, she described the separate roles of the county executive and the county council and pointed out the need for a cooperative relationship between the two. In this context, how would you describe your relationship with the current council, and what qualities do you think are necessary to best serve your constituencies?
I guess the most important quality is that the county council as well as the executive have a similar or common interest on how the county should be developed and how the county should be governed. Now, we have distinct responsibilities. I'm the county executive. My responsibility is to make certain that the laws are fully and adequately enforced. I also prepare a budget. I also basically nominate people to sit on different boards and directorship. I'm responsible for all the agencies and commissions in the county government. I'm required to basically prepare a budget, submit it to the council, and also account to the citizens of Cecil County at the end of the budget season what our major accomplishments were and what our financial standing is. So that's my responsibility. The council is responsible to either approve my budget or refuse my budget. Basically, they set the tax rate. They basically confirm the appointments that I've made to different boards and positions. And they also are responsible for approving major zoning amendments, a comprehensive wastewater plan, master water and sewer plan, and other things of that nature. By working together, we are moving Cecil County forward, and my last 3 years have proven that working with them, we have moved Cecil County a quantum leap ahead. Cecil County is now the second fastest growing county in the state of Maryland. We have the third highest growth rate in the state of Maryland for wages. Before that, we weren't anywhere close to being on top. In terms of taxes, which you addressed earlier, in terms of income tax, there's 12 jurisdictions, which are counties above us. We're below the state average, and we're also below the state average for real estate tax. So we are basically not anywhere near the highest, nor are we the lowest. But we have adequate funding to maintain our credit rating and do the things we need to do to make Cecil County a place where people want to live, work, and play.
Do you feel that you and the county council members, as you mentioned, share the same goals in moving the county forward, or at least that you will work together?
Well, I think we share the same goals, but sometimes they don't always agree with the way I want to do it.
Looking at the Cecil County government website, we've noticed a lot of work is either ongoing or planned for bridges around the county. With infrastructure and its decay being a national issue, how is Cecil County doing in this area?
Cecil County is starting to improve, and the reason it's improving is because I've put together a budget which will allow us to take money from the general fund and direct it to road improvements as well as bridge construction. I'm disappointed that the federal government said that they would basically be responsible for a lot of infrastructure improvement. They've not shown up with the money.
And why is that?
That's a good question. I don't know why. Concerning our county specifically, in 2010, when the recession was really going full blast, we used to get 30% of the highway user funds that were paid into the county. Those funds came from gasoline taxes as well as registration from automobiles. Over a period of a number of years, that amount of money, which was $7 million, decreased to $600,000. We lost 94% of it. The thing is, and that was the money we used to maintain the roads and bridges in Cecil County. So we've had to basically dip into our own funds, take them from other parts of government in order to basically maintain the roads to the degree that we have. But this will be the first year the county, Cecil County government will have sufficient money to make a major contribution to repairing the roads.
Okay. Are there any other updates you'd like to share?
No, we have 2 new candidates running for this position. I'm eager to basically see what they present to the citizens in terms of how they basically would handle the budget. I honestly believe if they have a better way to do it, I'd certainly like to see it.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll hear a lot more on that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Dr. Ellen McCarthy on Dialogue with Leadership. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to 30 at 6. Here tonight we have Reader Services Librarian Allie Charles. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, there are some exciting things going on and coming up at the library this month. What's going on?
Right now we have an exhibit on George Washington. It's called The Many Faces of George Washington. It's at the Elkton Library until October 31st. It basically just is all about George Washington.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting.
It follows him leading into the Revolutionary War and throughout and then after. And there's some cool stuff about Mount Vernon too.
Yeah.
So we'll be reporting more on that later this week. You're here to talk about the author visit coming up on the 18th.
Yes. Historian Patrick O'Donnell, who wrote Washington's Immortals, will be coming to the Elkton Library on Friday, October 18th at 6:30 p.m. And the book is about the Immortal 400, which was a Maryland regiment that basically saved Washington at the Battle of Brooklyn when he was outnumbered by the British Army. And it's all 400 of the troop were from Maryland. So there is some regional and local history. I believe that there are some Cecil Countyans that are involved in the book.
And named?
I believe so, yes.
Cool.
I don't know them off the top of my head.
That's okay.
But if you come to the event, you will learn. So again, that's on Friday, October 18th.
At what time?
At 6:30. So the library will be closed, but we will be open for the event.
So for someone who hasn't attended a book discussion before or an author visit, what is that like?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it is fun, but it's 45 minutes. He'll talk about the book. He'll probably read from the book for a little bit, and then anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, he'll answer questions, and then the books will be there for sale, and he will be signing them as well. So
That sounds great.
it's really fun.
Cool. So Friday, October 18th at
6:30.
6:30. Of course, that's free.
Yes, of course.
And that's at Elkton Central Library.
Yes, and you can register by going online, or you can give us a call or stop in your local branch.
That's very exciting. So while we're talking Revolutionary War literature, what else have you been reading?
Well, I have been looking at books about George Washington because there are so many good ones. There is a prize called the George Washington Book Prize, which is sponsored by Mount Vernon and Washington College, and the short list has these 2 books on there right now. And the first book is The Indian World of George Washington, which it talks about a little known history of his relationship with the native leaders during early America and how those relationships really changed and shaped him as the leader that we know of him today. So it's very interesting because most historians kind of gloss over the Native American aspect of his life, but he did have relationships like talking to them and working with them. And I think he was a land surveyor too, and so he worked with them as well.
That makes sense.
Yes. And then the second book is Young Washington. So this is about young George Washington when he was in his early 20s, and he was a young soldier for the British Army, and he was in the Ohio Valley. And it talks about the wilderness that he lived in and how that aspect, the environment, how that shaped and brought up his resilience and shaped him as the leader who shaped our nation. So I'm very excited to be reading both of these. And they're available at the library, so you can check them out if you'd like to. Yeah.
Yeah, those sound like great picks, because I don't think people, like you said, I don't think people think about how the relationships with Native Americans or the environment he grew up in or worked in early on.
Yeah, it's a new
impacted
look
him.
at his life. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to the book discussion and the George Washington exhibit.
Yes, great.
Reader Services Librarian Allie Charles.
And now, welcome back to 30 at 6. We have a real treat tonight. 3 fellows from Padded Walls. Cooper, Dino, and Tommy. Gentlemen, welcome to 30 at 6 Cecil TV.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
a pleasure.
Having us.
Now, Dylan, your drummer, is not here tonight.
Correct.
He's
Where's he at? He's busy washing cars right now, Yeah. unfortunately.
Missed him.
okay.
Couldn't get
Working
off.
at the car wash.
Car wash, yeah.
You guys we were talking about your harmonies. You got Beach Boys style harmonies combined with grunge music, and what else? High energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like every single one of the band members kind of has like a different style. Like our drummer Dylan's very energetic, kind of like more into like heavy rock kind of stuff. Dino's more like kind of like, I'd say like grunge rock-esque with like a little bit of like pop in there. And then Tommy's like really melodic, kind of lead guitarist, and I'm more of like a funky kind of bass player. So we're all just kind of combining all that and making our own.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
Sounds like it makes for a great sound, and
Blends
you
really
got
well.
a concert coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Mm.
sir.
Yeah. So we have our very first show. We formed about a month ago, and we already have our first show on October 18th at the Metro Gallery in Baltimore. So it's right by Penn Station, right by the train station. And we go on at like 8 o'clock. We got a small set. We're going to play however many of our original songs that we can fit
Nice.
in our set, and hope things go well from there.
So it'll be an all original show.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you have like a YouTube or a Facebook or?
Yes. We have we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter. Yeah.
We got it all at Padded Walls Band, at Padded Walls Official.
So if a clunker like me goes on the computer, how would I find your act?
So if you're on Facebook, you really just got to type in either Padded Walls, that'll take you to our page. That's right, simple name. Or if you are looking up places, like you could just search Metro Gallery, and then they have their event schedule, and you'll see us going on with Taller Tales, Goodbye July, The Henchmen,
Right.
all playing on October 18th. So their page will take you to our page as well.
Sounds great. Sounds great. So what will you all be playing for us tonight?
So we got 2 songs that we've kind of stripped down that we're just going to play acoustic, kind of just bring out the lyrics, the harmonies, the melodies, and they're called All the Things You Couldn't Say and Run Amok.
That sounds great. And you know, from 1 month being together, I'm sure you guys have a fabulous sound. Anything else you want to promote or let our viewers know about?
We've got an album coming out real soon. We've been working a lot on just putting all these original songs together and doing our best to make sure it sounds good, and we're proud of it. We're excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. 1 month and raring to go.
Yeah, very
Yep.
quick start
That's
for us.
great.
Things are happening fast.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Padded Walls, and you can finish decorating my house
Yeah.
when you get to
Sure,
August.
sure thing.
So
We got you.
previous years.
Let's give it a good lick. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Cooper Wade.
I'm Dino.
I'm Tommy O'Keefe.
We're Padded Walls, and this is a new song called All Those Things You Couldn't Say. Growing up, I found
figured out not everything turns out okay. Maybe we all fall down and sometimes we'll both lose. This is my time now and then I'll have to choose. All grown up and I can't find no place to go. Why do I feel all my friends are just my foes? Maybe we all fall down and sometimes we'll both lose. This is my time now and then. Oh, when is this boat that takes you away? Don't find my love, those decisions that you made. But you gotta go so far away just to find out all those things you couldn't say. Things you couldn't say. Maybe one day when I'm shriveled up and grey, I won't be bothered by those things you couldn't say. Maybe we all fall down and sometimes we'll both lose. This is my time now and then. Oh, when is this boat that takes you away? Don't find the decisions that you made. But you gotta go so far away just to find out all those things you couldn't say. When is this boat that takes you away? Find those decisions that you made. But you gotta go so far away just to find all those things you couldn't say. Okay. The next song we'll be playing is called Run Amok. Go ahead. You can laugh if you want to. The world won't remember your name. You step outside from the ocean. The world won't swallow your grief. You're living like you're supposed to. The world has made you its slave. Yeah, you can laugh if you want to. The world won't remember your name. aside from the ocean, the world will swallow your grave. You're living like you're supposed to. The world has made you enslaved. Yeah, you can laugh if you want to. The world will remember your name. I don't wanna be another one. Body shaking, but you just keep messing around. Maybe I was born to run amok. Body shaking, but you just keep messing around. I don't wanna be another one. Body shaking, but you just keep messing around. Maybe I was born to run amok. Body shaking, but you just keep messing around. Your padded walls. Thank you.